Hello everyone, it's TechDevo and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my MacBook M1 and why for me it was too good not to buy one. So what sparked my burning desire to finally update my 2012 iMac? Well, firstly, it was well overdue, and secondly, Apple had just recently released their first ever Apple computer silicone chipset in the M1, and by all reports, it wasn't just good, it was very good. For me, with Apple products, what it boils down to is trust. Trust in that the product will deliver for me value and performance. They don't always boast the best specs on paper, but in my experience, what they do execute well is seamless and great performing products. My current sample pool of great performing Apple products range from my iPhone 12 Pro Max with A14 Bionic chip, my Series 5 Apple Watch with S5 chip, and my AirPod Pros with H1 chip. All these products perform extremely well and are super reliable, and it's that track record that made Apple's announcement of the M1 lineup so appealing. As you can see, I opted for the space grey 13-inch MacBook Pro 16GB with 1TB SSD. I felt this was a sweet spot for me personally, as it ticked enough boxes versus the budget I had in mind. I'm a huge fan of the MacBook design. The True Tone Retina display is clear and crisp. The speakers either side of the keyboard provide good enough sound. The Touch ID I find super convenient for security and Apple Pay, and the touchpad covers a good surface area for navigating around the screen. Performance was a key aspect of Apple creating the M1 chip, and I've not nearly tapped into the full potential of that, but for the key things I use it for, such as editing photos with Lightroom and Photoshop and video editing in Final Cut Pro, I can definitely vouch for the overall performance improvement in speed versus my Intel iMac. To give you a small example, when previously exporting videos in Final Cut Pro, a 5 to 10 minute 4K video took several hours to export. And now it's just minutes on my MacBook, which has greatly improved my workflow throughout. This leads me on to other benefits I've experienced along with the performance bump. One is the flexibility to work from anywhere. Having been restricted to a set location in my house with the iMac, it's actually amazing how being able to set up anywhere has totally revamped how I work, and as a consequence has increased my productivity. In fact, full disclosure, it's actually one of the key reasons behind me getting into YouTube more recently. Battery life is another huge benefit, and it's safe to say I've never previously owned or used a notebook with battery life as impressive as this. I tend to use my MacBook Pro a few hours a day every day, and realistically I only need to charge it once a week, which in my book is borderline witchcraft. In terms of the negatives, well, right now I have none, and that's purely down to firstly only having the device a month, and secondly, everything about it so far is an improvement to my iMac. Conclusion: should you buy one if you're in the market? I'd say yes, absolutely, and especially if you're already subscribed to Apple's ecosystem. Now, I know there's rumours in full swing about the possible imminent upgrade to the M1 chip, that being a M1X or an M2. My advice is this: don't fall into the cycle of waiting for the next upgrade, improvement or iteration. Act on what your current needs are now. So if you're in the market for a new Apple computer, then depending on your budget, the M1 powered Pro, Air or Mac Mini are all incredible devices that should not be overlooked. What are your thoughts? Do you own an M1 powered Apple computer, or are you considering buying one? Drop me a comment below. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on my next one. Take care, stay safe and peace.